Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant. And today I want to talk to you about a really important lesson I found the best way to explain unexpectedly at a football game. Now, let me preface this by saying I am probably one of the least sports knowledgeable people you will ever encounter. I know the name of, multiple sports, and that's about it. I don't follow the rules. I don't know what the ref is doing with his or her hands. I just don't. I cheer when my side cheers, and that's how I go. If you see me at a sporting event, I'm there for the snacks, or I know someone on the court or the field. So I just want to put that out there because I'm going to use a sports analogy, but I think it will really help you to understand and demonstrate this point that I teach so often. And here's the thing. I shared this on Instagram last year, shortly after this football game that I attended that I'm about to talk to you about. And it was the most widely shared of my reels by far. Like, it went mini viral for me. And I think to this day, there are over 50,000 views, which is just so interesting because I literally just turned my phone on, spoke, and hit publish, right? It wasn't one that was really well thought out or anything. I just wanted to share this lesson. And I know it resonated with so many people. And so I said, I have to put it on the podcast so that it can also live there. So let's talk about this really important lesson and Best Today principle that is really illustrated beautifully by the game of football. So let's set the scene. I'm in Virginia with my family. We are there celebrating, watching my nephew play football, college football. He plays for a university, and we're watching him play against, William and Mary. So watching the game, my daughter is sitting there with me, and we get to the place and everyone is cheering, just like loud cheering. And so my daughter comes up to me and she says, Mom, everyone's cheering. What happened? What happened? And I said, well, this is called a first down. And she said, and so she's kind of looking, and guys, I know what a first down is only because of the number of football games I've attended. And I know first down, I don't know technically what that means. Okay. But I know we get excited when we get a first down. And I know that's because we're on our way, right, to making it toward getting a touchdown. But my daughter made this really great observation, which is the whole point and the whole lesson. She says, well, everybody's cheering, but the score didn't change. So she's looking at the scoreboard and she's like, okay, yeah. Because I think that's where her source of confusion was. Why is everyone cheering on our side, but the score didn't change? The score is the exact same, and we're celebrating like we've done the thing that we came here to do, which was to score more points than the other side. And I looked at her and I said, that's a great point. And this is a great lesson. I need to do a podcast episode about that. I literally said that. I think this was October of last year. And so I explained to her what happens is a first down is where everyone gets excited because that gets us closer to where you can make a touchdown. Now, if you want any more explanation, go talk to your dad, right? But that's the thing. First downs, if you are a football fan, you get this wholeheartedly, you understand. But even if you're not, if you've been to a football game, I know if I understand it, you understand it. The way the crowd roars and cheers and celebrates a first down, it makes me think, where are those first downs in your life that you don't do that, right? The score doesn't change, but the team is cheering so hard. And why are they celebrating? Because you're on the journey. Something that has been done by your team moves them closer to their goal. And so today I want to ask you, where are the first downs in your life that could use your enthusiasm, your hope, or your encouragement? Because when I think about it, it's twofold, the people in the audience, right? They're there for themselves because they really are invested in the team. Like me, I was invested in this game. I was screaming, I was yelling, I was singing the song, chanting the chants, right? Because I have a person I love deeply on that field. So I am there for me to cheer them on. And there goes the second part, right? So you're there for yourself because you're a fan of the sport or the team or a player, but you're also there as encouragement, being as a person who can understand what it's like to be on that field. You play completely different if there's no one on your side screaming screaming defense when it's your turn to be defense, or, whatever, pushing back, pushing way back, or just cheering and generally wearing your team colors, right? There is something that is to be done. It's something that's done for the people on the field to be able to look out or hear the encouragement from the people in the stands, right? So your presence there at a football game or any kind of sport is twofold. You're there for yourself because you enjoy the game, and you're there for the people that are on the court because your presence does something, that encouragement. The same in your own life. You're on the field, but guess what? You also get to be on the stands being your own encouragement. And I know so many times you let the first downs in your life completely pass you by. You may even beat yourself up about them because you think, well, yeah, but it's not the way I want it to happen, or it's later than I want it to happen, or I'm still not there yet though, right? Okay, you're not there yet. But did you just do something that gets you one step closer, i.e. your first down? I don't know, second down the thing, like second, third, I don't know. See, again, I got to stay within my small parameters of sports knowledge, right, for this analogy. But the lesson here is I always say that I don't want you to wait until the end to celebrate. And the end could look like graduation, promotion, getting the job, a project that you're working on, turning it in, hitting send, passing the bar, getting accepted into a school or a program or whatever that is. We can't live our lives waiting until that's the moment we celebrate. Oh, yay. Whoo, I did the thing, right? Think about that. Think about if you held your breath until the very end. One, you're not going to make it to the end, right? Because you need to breathe. And that's what a lot of you are doing. You are living your life holding your breath, waiting until something that you think is big enough to celebrate, as opposed to looking at the things in your day-to-day and your month-to-month, your week-to-week that you can celebrate. Where are the first downs in your life that can use your enthusiasm? Because maybe that's going to give you the momentum to keep going like it does the players on the field. Your hope, that's giving them hope. That's like someone is celebrating along with us. You're pushing them, your encouragement. Where are the places in your own life, your first downs that could use your enthusiasm, your hope, your encouragement? That is my question for you today. How can you celebrate the first downs in your life, the places that on your journey, right, are getting you closer to the thing that you're working toward? And I know some of you say, well, okay, well, how do I do that? Where do I start? I'm going to tell you. First of all, I want you to think about what are the things that you're in pursuit of, that you're in the middle of, or maybe you're at the beginning. And maybe you think, well, there's nothing really, I'm really working my way toward anything. Okay, well, let's think of it this way. What are the current things that you are maintaining? Are you trying to continue to maintain a consistent work ethic with moving your body? Okay. Are you celebrating the fact that, man, I was consistent for 3 days last week? That's fantastic. Yes, I wanted to do 5, but I was consistent for 3. Next week, let's go back for the 5, or next week I'm going to go for 4 now that I see what my time looks like, or next week I'm going to look at what got in the way to eat those 2 times and really proactively prepare for that. I'm going to celebrate what I did, learn from what I didn't, and make the tweaks to make next week different, right? Where are those places where that is celebrating the first downs in your life. One of the most helpful things you can do is document, write down the things that you're working through. And again, I don't like giving examples sometimes because then I think you only stick to those examples. Your life is yours. It can be whatever you are doing. There are 5 billion different possibilities, and I can't go over all of them here, right? And nor could I, even if I wanted to, because your life is your life. But write down those things. A great place to do this is either in journaling. You can do this in your Anytime Today journal. Where are those things that you're working toward? Or a really great place is the Best Today guide, because it literally gives you space to write what are the things you're focused on? What are the steps that you're going to take to get there, so that you can start marking them off and celebrating along the way, right? But acknowledge and celebrate the attempts, even the things that didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. Today, we have a 5-star review of our Not Waiting for January class from Toby. She writes, "Best place to start. This was such an incredible class. It's the perfect class for getting started today and not waiting for the quote unquote right time. So many practical tools and strategies to help me get started, set realistic goals, and focus on my next step. I can literally get started today with what I mapped out in this class." Thank you so much for that 5-star review. If you have not taken or watched our Not Waiting for January class replay, it's waiting for you right now at notwaitingforjanuary.com. Inside, you are going to learn how to truly optimize your time, and I'm going to help you to be aware and see the things that might be happening in your world, in your life, in your mind that might have prevented you from doing so as you are right now. I'm going to tell you this class received rave reviews during and after. Right now, you can get started. You can watch, you can hit pause, you can take notes, and there's a box where we allow you to submit questions that we will be happy to answer for you. So go to notwaitingforjanuary.com to get that class replay right now. If you go right now, you're about 1 minute between me and you, between now and starting that class, because you get immediate access once you sign up for the class replay. Notwaitingforjanuary.com. And thank you, Toby, for the 5-star review. Even the things that don't work out the way that you want them to, guess what? You can celebrate your resilience, your willingness to get it wrong on the journey to get it right, your effort, your consistency. You can still celebrate along the way. And no, this isn't a way of saying, oh, are you just saying celebrate? You just any old thing, mediocrity? No, we're never, right? But what I am saying is to acknowledge what you are doing, because you spend way more time complaining about where you're not, how you haven't, what you don't, how you can't, how you haven't. Maybe if you change that conversation, that would be the momentum you need to continue to push you, just like the players on the field need to hear the cheering in the stands, the acknowledgement, the pushing. Literally, those cheers are pushing the team to continue. Have you ever noticed when players are on the field and they're like, more, they're telling you, we need that. You need that. And guess what? You don't have to look for it externally, because you can be the person in the stands in your own life. You can be your own cheerleader, because you know what you have been able to do. You know what you've overcome. You know that, yeah, okay, maybe to someone else this doesn't look like a big deal, but it's been really a big deal for me to put in this effort to do X, Y, or Z, or to be X, Y, or Z, or to unlearn this thing. You can celebrate yourself because you know you more than anyone else. My hope is that you know you more than anyone else, right? You can still acknowledge the attempts. So I attempted to do this thing, but it fell short. But I am so proud of the effort I put in. And I'm proud that now I'm going to look at what happened, take the data, and move forward. Honor that. Celebrate that. I don't want you to live your life holding your breath. I say this a lot. The journey is the best part. The journey in our lives, it's where the flavor is added, right? So it's really easy to celebrate that bite and when you taste that meal and it's like, oh, so good. But the flavor wasn't made in that when you bite it. The flavor was made in the pot with the heat when it was cooking, right? Under the pressure. That's where the heat was made. Okay, I'm getting hungry just talking about this analogy, but you get it, right? The flavor, the good stuff, it's all happening. The unlearning, the consistency, the effort, the overcoming, all of that happens in the journey. You know, it's really easy to stand at the very end of a marathon line and celebrate the people that did it. But for me, I think about I want to be within, because that's where like, wow, this person is doing this thing right now. They are in it. It takes consistency. It takes effort. It takes belief in self. It takes a lot of these things. And that's where I think so many people are just overlooking that. And they want to celebrate at the milestone, at the promotion, not thinking about the only reason I got the promotion is because of the things I did in the journey, right? The promotion is just an outward demonstration or outward, I guess, reward for what you did in the journey. So why are we not celebrating the journey more? Because the journey doesn't look as glamorous and Instagrammable. The journey, there are tears, there is sweat, there are errors, there are mistakes, there are all these things there. It's bumpy, it's clunky, it's this, it's so much. But you got to understand the importance of celebrating your first down, celebrating the journey, where you are, because chances are everyone I'm talking to right now is in a journey, right? In some form or fashion. Are you celebrating that? Are you using your celebration to continue to propel you? Because it really does do that. That encouragement does that. And like I was saying, I don't want you living your life holding your breath until the finish line. First, because every finish line is just a starting line. You know that, right? Getting to the end of one finish line is the mark of a new, right? Think about it. You start I'm just going to use promotion because that's what I've been talking about, but you get a promotion. Okay. Yay. I got the promotion. Now I have this new title, new responsibilities, new team, new people to lead, new. Starting line, right? So if all you're doing is celebrating the end and the beginning and you're holding your breath in between, I mean, you're literally living your life like, breathe. Breathe again 5 years later. Okay, breathe again in 6 months. I don't want you to live your life holding your breath. Breathe. Breathe now. Breathe always. Rejoice. Let life be good, even when life is challenging, hard, sad, and all the other things that life can be. You can also still let it be good. And one of those ways is to celebrate the first downs in your life, those markers where you are moving the ball down the court or the field, right? To get to your proverbial touchdown. Okay. So I want you to celebrate your first downs with us at Best Today. Come and share with us what those first downs look like for you this week, this month, this year over in the Best Today community. It is our private community and app that is the number one place to be if you plan to live a life of intention. We welcome you there. Inside, we have private calls the first of every month. We have co-working hours almost every week. Exclusive workshops and contents, conversation, accountability, support, all that you have been looking for on the journey. And the first 3 days are free. So if you want to come in and take a look around, you can do just that. You can sign up at besttodaycommunity.com, which will also link in the show notes at besttoday.co/109. besttoday.co/109 are the show notes for this week's episode. Come on over and join us in the community. I want to hear personally about those first downs in your life. That is my message for you today. Where are you celebrating the first downs? I want you to consciously think through those this week and find something to celebrate as you continue in this life to move the ball down the field and understand that life can be good even when life is all the other things. Okay. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. And until next time, please remember that you are capable and you are worthy of being your best one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out while you live it out. Our saying here, this is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.